Leo here, and this video is going to be about this 1960s Puch Cheetah, or more specifically the shocks from it, because I'm going to be making a series about how to repair this moped. Let's get started. First thing you'll want to do is take this top cap off, and there's just one flat head screw holding this in. These people really like flat heads. It's really annoying. Like, everything is a flat head. There you go. Put that aside. You can just wiggle this out. Turning really helps too. And before you do anything else, there's a washer here. Make sure you do not lose it. Yeah, that washer goes in there. Put that aside. Now you can push this out. If it's tight, you'll have to hammer on it. And sometimes you'll have to heat it up. But do that at a last resort. Because when you heat it, this will happen to the friction bits, and it'll be a lot more difficult to pick them out. Now the rear shocks have an extra rubber piece in there, and they also just pull out. They're not very different from the fronts, but when you take it apart, you'll be met with something like this. Now there's 3 parts here, actually 4. There's these 2 scrapers, and then this friction material here. And you'll want to peel all of these up like this. They're usually pretty stuck on there, but they're not that bad actually. They're not that hard to take apart. And then just do this, just like a piston ring. And then finally there's this 4th one, which isn't really that easy to see. I missed it the first time, so just peel that out and that's it. It should look like this afterwards. Well, actually there's also one more little stopper right here that you want to pull off, and you can just replace these with like literally anything. This is a little plumbing O-ring I had in my basement, and it perfectly fit. Now that everything's taken apart, you'll want to clean up the parts. So I painted this steel piece red, and then I buffed out these aluminum parts, which is a story for later on how to do that. But next I want to print out everything in the description, all of the little elements. There's instructions on printing in there, but should be left with 5 in total. And I am going to actually print the bump stop this time and not just use a round piece of rubber. The soft parts are printed in TPU and the rest is ABS. And I mean, the assembly is pretty simple. Once it's cleaned, you put this on first, the friction element, just put it in the middle. And then these 2, you got to carefully like spread them out. You don't want the layers to fracture, so you got to do that real carefully. And then second one the same. Just open it and then put it into the groove. Okay, boom. And then in goes this top one. Just kind of just like the actual friction element, but a lot thinner. And this one is pretty tight, so you gotta like push it in. And then this one slides on the end. And you're good to go. I'm gonna show a little bit more up close what it looks like. Here, so you got this one in the middle, then these 2 are ABS, and then the rest of these are also TPU. Anyway, now that's done, this should be pretty tight. You're gonna have to like help the parts go in. You're gonna have to compress this a little bit and like turn it. It should be pretty tight, like not too loose, but it shouldn't be like impossible to move. So like I can pretty easily push it down with one hand. And you don't want it to like chatter inside much. You want it to be smooth like this. Yeah, let's get the spring in now. Just remember, the rear spring has that rubber piece inside. You don't want to put that in the front. So the front spring looks like this. It has nothing inside. Don't forget this little ring as well. And you don't really have to grease it. The amount of grease that's on it from like when you took it apart usually is good enough. You just don't want it to like, you just don't want the spring to like squeak while it's moving. That's like the only reason you grease it. But it's usually greased enough already, and the grease doesn't really wear much. Yeah, you want to get that ring in there. It doesn't really matter where as long as it's inside, so like push it down with a clip or something, I don't know. I mean with a, one of these things. What are they called? I don't know, whatever, just a little screwdriver. Just push it down. So it should look like that now. Springs in. And then you just get, now you get a little cap. Put that on the bottom of this. And then the orientation of this doesn't really matter, so I'm just going to choose the side that's painted nicer. You just slide that on, and it'll be a little bit difficult because the spring will compress, but if you like pull this out far enough, it could help. But yeah, it's still got a little bit of tension on it, and you can use a new bolt. For now, I'm just going to use the old one because I don't have a new bolt. Again, these old bolts are really nasty looking, but just temporarily I'll use it because I don't have another one. You can just go to the hardware store and pick out one that's the right size. And don't forget that they have a washer that goes underneath the nut. When you're picking it out, get a washer as well. But like, that's pretty much it. It's done. And then you can test it. Yeah. Works good. I can't compress any more than that. It returns all the way and it doesn't like chatter at all. That's great. Yeah, and then have fun doing the other 4. Yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget a little bit more info is in the description, and like the files you have to print, how do you print them.